Sibling conflict. Do you have children that get along or are they always fighting? This is a common issue and something that parents want to magically go away, and there's so many different factors. In relationships, we don't always get along, but for some reason, parents feel that children should get along, that siblings should like each other. Do you like your brother or sister? Maybe even your cousin. Every time you would get together at a family gathering, you couldn't stand your cousin. You're blood related. You should like each other. Well, not necessarily. So, where is this coming from and what's happening with your siblings? Siblings will fight. We do not need to jump in and fix everything all the time. What they learn is if I scream loud enough, then someone will jump in and fix it. And we do that in general. We come in, I will take this tricycle because you guys can't share, you can't figure it out. Well, why can't they figure it out? Or we jump in so quickly to intervene and punish that we didn't actually give them a chance. Children take a lot longer to process. And have you taught them how to negotiate? How you taught them to take turns? Those are the things that need to be taught. But sometimes what happens is that bad behavior, we tiptoe around it. We tiptoe around the behavior. Just let him have it. Let him go first. Let her have her purple cup because she's going to have a meltdown. Instead, let's look at things differently and get in front of the situation instead of allowing this to continue to take over. What is it that your siblings are struggling with? You might have a big age gap. The other thing is maybe they don't have anything in common. Maybe one child is actually really struggling because they need more downtime. The other child is very active and they need more interaction, but they're not getting that. So if they have more outdoor time, maybe some one-on-one time with their parents, when they do sit down with their siblings, they are able to engage with them because they've gotten some of that energy out. Whereas the other child that is more of an introvert, a little quieter, they need to regain their energy by doing some quiet sedentary things and not just be expected to play with them all the time. The other thing is socially, where are they at? And emotionally, where are they at? Some children are 10 and emotionally and socially, they're more like a 6-year-old. And maybe the 5-year-old is actually a little bit older. They clash, they have a hard time. So you may have to organize some of their playthings, things that they can share, things that are just going to be theirs, because it turns into a fight. Maybe you're creating some kind of a negotiation wall that they know what some of their choices are. What does that look like? Have a visual there and maybe some pictures as to we're going to share, we're going to take turns, whatever that looks like. But talk to your children about it and then role model that instead of just jumping in and fixing and saying you can't have it, let her have it, let him have it. What are we teaching our children? We need to teach them how to get along, how to work with each other. Because when they go to school, when they go to a play date, even down the road, when they have relationships and they try to get jobs, these are skills that are going to help them because we're not going to get along with everybody all the time, but we have to be able to tolerate. And is that child being aggressive? Is the one child being passive? Because a lot of times we've got those passive kids that are poking, and then the aggressive kid hits and then they always get in trouble. But we just automatically just say, hitting is bad, you're in trouble. But we're not looking at the whole picture. So when there is aggression involved with siblings, they should both get punished, unless you're right in the room and you've seen it happen. And with that aggression, we have to teach that child how to communicate. And what really was that about? Maybe this child has asked nicely 3 times when you were not in the room and you happened to step into the room and that sibling was like, nope, not happening. And it's like, I have been patient, but now that I've hit my brother or my sister, now I'm getting in trouble. You're not seeing the whole picture. So step back a little bit, give them tools, and then pull them apart and have conversations with them. Because separately, you can get the idea of what's actually happening, and then we're going to come together to work on a plan. Do we need rules for the house? Do we need a negotiation wall? Do we need more downtime apart and then you can come together to do specific activities? Or are we going to take turns doing certain activities? So it has to be planned. You can't fight fires. And when your children are younger, just remember that they have to be taught what to do if they're not able to communicate. You have to be around a little bit more. With some kids, you can leave them and they'll be fine. With other children, you have to be around a little bit more. So know your children, know their needs, and are we giving them an opportunity to practice and to try, and have you given them those skills? So I hope that helps with sibling conflict.